It was here the other day.
Okay.
Before I left. It was here when I left. So it's not here now, and I'm not happy at all. Shir Ladonai, Shir Chadash, Shir Ladonai kol haaretz. 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 Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu l'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu l'har kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu l'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu l'har kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu l'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu l'har kodsho.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbos.
Good Shabbos, everyone. I want to welcome everyone here who's celebrating with Heather and her family. I want to wish a mazel tov to the Montrose family. I want to wish you a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. It's all right. We're here to celebrate you. You're surrounded by love. Just a reminder, if you haven't been here before or it's been a while, I'm sure you remember to bring in all your fingers and all your toes, which means you also remember to bring in your other appendage, your phone. So if you brought in your phone, that's fine. Just make sure it's turned off so that it doesn't go off during the service. Out of respect for the sanctity of Shabbat and the sanctity of the space, we try to keep it as electronic-free zone as possible. But I want to welcome everyone for Shabbat. Just take a breath, right? Right? Take a breath. All right. It's been a busy week, long week for some. I want to call up now. We're going to do the candle blessing on page 5. I'm going to ask everybody to rise as we call up Marcy, Heather, and Stephanie Montrose, and Louise Gorowitz. Come on up and lead us in the bracha of the candle on page 5.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav Vitzivanu vitzivanu lehad lifnei Vitzivanu vitzivanu lehad lifnei Vitzivanu vitzivanu lehad lifnei Shel Shabbat.
Gracious God, thank you for the privilege of ushering in another Shabbat of rest and peace. With a full heart, I thank you for the blessings of the week which has passed, and for the strength which I was granted to overcome its difficulties. I ask your blessings for the week that lies ahead. Grant health and contentment to my loved ones and friends. Help us to strengthen each other with gentle words and acts of kindness. Bestow your blessings upon all your children. May this home be a sacred shrine in which you will delight to dwell.
Amen.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la.
Thank you very much. You may be seated. We turn now to page 7 for Lecha Dodi, and as we begin Lecha Dodi again, I just want to reiterate, take a couple of deep breaths, let the work week kind of slide off. As we enter Lecha Dodi, we enter the last moments of the week and the first moments of Shabbat. We're going to start on the top paragraph of page 7, but just so you know, before we begin the bottom, when we get to the bottom paragraph, we're all going to rise and we're going to face the doors, and we're going to welcome the Shabbat bride and the Shabbat queen. I'll cue you for that, but we're going to begin on the top of page 7 for Lecha Dodi.
Ya la 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 Lecha Dodi. Ya la 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 Likrat Kala. Ya la 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 Pnei Shabbat. Pnei Shabbat Nekah. Shabbat, Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad Hishmiyanu Shalom Yuchad Adonai Echad U'Shemo Echad L'Shemo Tiferet V'Litila Ya lai lai Ya la 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 lai Lecha Dodi. Oh, ya la 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 lai Likrat Kala. Ya la 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 lai Pnei Shabbat. Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Likrat Shabbat Lechu v'nelcha Ki mekor haberacha Meirosh mikedesh סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה.
Please rise as we face the doors.
Shalom, ateret bala, come besimcha, v'zola, toch emuneh, am segula. Let's hear your voices.
You may be seated. We continue on the bottom of page 7 for Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat. Mizmor Shir.
Mizmor, mizmor, shir, shir l'yom ha-shabbat. 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 Mizmor shir, shir l'yom ha-shabbat. Mizmor shir, shir l'yom ha-shabbat. Mizmor, mizmor shir, shir l'yom ha-shabbat. Mizmor, mizmor shir, shir l'yom ha-shabbat.
Now that you've been sitting, we turn to page 9, and I'm going to ask you to please rise. As we are on the top of the page, page 9, we do the formal call to prayer, the Baruch.
Baruch hu et Adonai ha-mevorach. Baruch Adonai, Havorach le'olam va'ed. Lai, 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 ya la la lai, 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 ya la lai, la lai, lai, la lai, lai. Lai, 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 ya la la lai, 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 ya la lai, la lai, 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 lai.
You may be seated. Let's read together on the middle of page 9 in English With the darkness comes your light. Earth and sky blend into one. The heavens seem closer now. The day's burdens farther somehow. Your presence is almost palpable. You own the darkness. You unlock doors I never thought would open. You decorate the earth with seasons. You paint the stars in the sky. You design day and night, showing us the light in the darkness and the darkness in the light. Bless you, God, for bringing on the light.
Baruch atah Adonai Hamariv Aravim.
We turn to the top of page 11 for Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Otanu limadeta Akein Adonai Eloheinu v'shokbenu U'kumenu nasiach v'chukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha U'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayenu Ve'orech yameinu Uvahem nege yomam v'layla Nege yomam v'layla Ve'ahavatcha al tasir Mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael Ohev amo Yisrael.
We turn now to the top of page 14 as our bat mitzvah leads us in the Shema.
Shema
Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, bechol levavcha, ubechol nafshecha, ubechol me'otecha,
Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'era asher anochi netzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lektecha b'derech u'shofecha u'kumecha u'shartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu l'totafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'v'yisharecha. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Adonai Elohim, Amen.
Nice job, Yashar Kochech. We turn now to the top of page 17 for Micha Mocha.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. No Ratahi Lord, oh say fella,
No
Ratahi Lord, oh say fella. Who is like you? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? When Moses and the children crossed the sea, they sang to you with songs of joy. Who is like you, Adonai? Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh. No Ratahi Lord, oh say fella, no Ratahi Lord, oh say fella.
We turn to the top of page 19 for the Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim.
I'm now going to call back up our bat mitzvah girl who's going to lead us in Vishamru,
Nice and slow.
which begins on top of page 21.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat Ledorotam berit olam Beini v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat Ledorotam berit olam Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael Oti leolam Oti leolam Oti leolam Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat Ledorotam berit olam Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat Ledorotam berit olam Uvayom hashvi'i Shavat vayinafash Shavat vayinafash Shavat vayinafash Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat Ledorotam berit olam
Great job. We continue on the top of page 23 for the Chatzi Kaddish.
So this is an interactional Chatzi Kaddish. In other words, I'm not just singing, you need to sing too. And I'm going to teach you a nigun that we're going to be using during the singing of the Chatzi Kaddish. Lie, 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 lie. Adar v'yintale v'yitala shemei dekudesha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imeru amen. Lai, 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 lai.
You know what, Chazan Mimi? Everybody's been sitting for too long. So I'm going to ask you all to please rise as we turn now to page, what page are we on? 25. Page 25. Yeah, the back row too. Page 25, we'll start with the 6 words of the Amidah all together, and then we'll do our silent Amidah.
Anana, na, 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 Adonai. Anana, na, 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 sfatai tifta. Anana, na, 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Anana, na, 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 Adonai.
Adonai.
Anana, na, 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 sfatai tifta. Anana, na, 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Anana, na, 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 Adonai, Adonai.
Na, 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 na,
sfatai tifta. Anana, na, 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Anana, na, 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 na,
Silent Amidah is on page 25 through page 39. This is also a time for prayers from the heart.
shalom aleinu ve'al Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen ve'imru amen.
May the maker of peace in high places make peace and wholeness for us, for all of Israel, and for all of humanity. And let us say,
Amen.
those are the words we just sang. And I can't tell you how many times I've sung that song in different melodies, different tunes. You know the different tunes of Oseh Shalom. And I was thinking about it in a different context just now, because it's been a rough day. It's been a rough day for a lot of people in our community. And I think of this prayer, I think of what people have gone through in their lives and pain people experience. And the maker of peace in the heavens make peace on earth. And we sing this all together, and we sing this prayer, and we sing it for peace, and we sing it for wholeness. And there's a story, it's really a fable, that the rabbis tell. It's once upon a time, because every good story starts with the words once upon a time. There was a young man who was convinced that he had the most beautiful and perfect heart in all the land. He had the most perfect and beautiful heart in his community. Again, and this is a story, a fable. And so he decided he wanted to show it to everyone. And he gathered his community around and he said, I want you to see the most beautiful, perfect heart in the world. And so all the people came and he showed them his heart and they marveled. It was perfect. It was pristine. It was so beautiful and so complete. It was flawless. There was not one single imperfection, not one single line out of place. And people wondered why or how he had the most beautiful, perfect heart in the world. And he explained that he was very careful and that he always protected it. And that's why it was the most perfect, beautiful heart in the world. And as he's kind of feeling his oats, he's feeling himself, a man in the back row says, I don't want to argue. I've always thought that my heart was the most beautiful heart in the world. And your heart is beautiful. Mine looks so different. And how can they both be perfect and both be beautiful? And this man wasn't just a man that stood up in the back. His name was Rabbi Akiva. He was one of the greatest rabbis in the history of the Jewish people. And so, as people were marveling over this one young man's heart, Rabbi Akiva said, I want to show you my heart. So he showed the community his heart, and the people gasped. Because in contrast to the young man, in contrast to what they had seen from this perfect, beautiful heart, the people saw this old, beaten up, scarred heart. They saw this heart with chunks missing and pieces that looked like a child's Lego building that got out of control. There was just a glob of all these things. And they said, how could you possibly think that's the most beautiful heart? This is the most beautiful heart. And he said, I understand, sir. I understand you think you have a beautiful, perfect heart, and I get that. But what you're seeing in my heart, the places that you see scars, the places you see chunks missing, Rabbi Akiva said, every time I meet a person, every time I interact with a person, I take a piece of their heart and they take a piece of mine. And so there are parts of my heart that are missing, and there are parts that have been grafted onto it. Because every time they take some of mine and I take some of theirs. And it looks totally different than it did. And that's what's beautiful about it. Those places where you see fissures, those places where you see chunks missing, I can tell you about the relationships of the people that are no longer here, of the love I have for the relationships and the people that I come in contact with. And to me, that's what makes this a most beautiful heart. You were so careful with yours. You made sure nothing touched it and nothing is missing. But when you think of wholeness, it's not about a pristine something we take away. The wholeness is found in the chunks that are missing. The wholeness and the beauty and even the perfection is found in those scars and those fissures and those pieces that are just grafted onto mine. So the young man looks at Rabbi Akiva, he walks up to him, and he gives him a big hug. And as they pull apart, the boy takes a little from Rabbi Akiva's heart, he takes a little from his own, and they attempt to place their own heart in the other person's. And that's the story of the most perfect heart. That's the story of the most beautiful. One that is not locked away. One that a perfect heart has experienced loss. It has chunks missing. So I go back to the prayer that we said before, and I'll ask from the heavens, I'll ask from all that is holy. May the maker of peace in the high places make peace and holiness for us, for wholeness, for all of Israel, and for all humanity. And let us say, Amen. This is, I can think of no better segue into our next prayer that asks for healing. On page 41, we're going to say the Rifa'enu prayer, and we're going to ask for those who are suffering, both from illness, but just those who are suffering. And we ask for a repair. We ask for refuah, for healing, on page 41.
Rifa'enu Adonai v'nei Rapha. God, only you can bring true healing, and so we pray. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei Cholei Amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, Shechinahu, restores our loved ones, heal our people speedily in our day. V'nomar Amen. Rifa'enu Adonai v'nei Rapha. God, only you can bring true healing, and
As we call up the bat mitzvah girl again, before she does the kiddush, let's read together on the top of page 42 in English. The commandment to bless this wine is a commandment to drink life as deeply as we drink from this cup. It is a commandment to bless life and to love deeply. It is a commandment to remember with Shabbat heart, act with Shabbat hands, to see the world with Shabbat eyes. It is a commandment to laugh until we are all laughter, to sing until we are all song, to dance until we are all dance, to love until we are all love. This is the wine that God has commanded us to bless and drink. Please rise for the Kiddush on page 42.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava u'ratzon, kinhilanu, zikaron lema'aseh Bereshit, ki hu yom tehillah, lemikra kodesh, zeher l'tzias Mitzrayim, ki nu v'harta ve'otanu kidashta b'kol ha'amim, v'shabbat kosheha ve'ahava u'ratzon, kinaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat.
Yeah, that's wine.
I order grape juice and
Yeah.
we get wine.
Alcohol will always taste like that, so just remember. All right. Oh yeah, you know what? Stay up here. Wait. You're gonna lead us in on Leinu on the next page, on page 45.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, la'atev kedua le'otzer Bereshit, shelo asanu kirei haratzot, ve'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adamah, shelo sam helkeinu kahem, ve'yorolinu Kehohamunam, va'anachnu korim, u'mishtahavim u'modim, b'fnei melech, Malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Shalot hashamayim ve'yosed aretz, u'Moshe v'karo b'shamayim v'ma'al, ve'onatuzo, u'shrinatuzo, v'gorei meromim, u'Eloheinu Eino, emet malkeinu efezulato, kakatu v'torato, v'datayom v'hashem
You may be seated. In our community this week, we commemorate the art sites of Yehuda Ari Bumwald, Rose Dater, Gustav Mittelmark, Shel Neuberger, Ruth Phillips, Jean Shanman, Saul Slovins, Stanley Tauber, Kate Hersko, Gertrude Hill, Alexander Queller, Myron Wersch, Rochelle Bernal, Bill Cutts, Albert Law, Anna Perlman, Harry Rocklin, Oscar Sommerfeld, Eve Stotsky, Susie Wittauer, Sophie Yellen, Bernard Berger, Samuel Brook, Mildred Farkas, Henry Halpern, Milton Katz, Annette Mark, Blanche Ray, Herbert Sloan, Bella Blank, Louis Markman, Candy Pembroke, Joseph Weinstein, Benjamin Zuckerman, Samuel Allen, Max Drexler, Julius Langer, Pauline Levine, Etta Lubin, Joanne Marcus, Max Orenstein, Hilda Schutz, Ted Clark, Rose Gordon, Jaime Kaplan, Edith Polon, Alan Popkin, Fred Wolf, Fred Cohen, Adolf Gottfrucht, and Susan Gottfrucht Sage. May all of their memories be for a blessing. We also want to acknowledge the loss of Jonathan Kalkin, who's the nephew of Myra Morowitz and the brother of Ben and Susie Kalkin. Also, our condolences go out to Gail Fisher, who lost her son, Stephen Goldberg, this morning. When we have funeral information, we will be sure to send it out as soon as possible. All those who have a need or desire to say the Mourner's Kaddish, I'm going to ask you to rise with me as we say the Mourner's Kaddish on page 47. If you see someone standing alone, please make sure that nobody recites a Mourner's Kaddish by themselves. Nobody recites it alone. Please make sure that we're standing as a community together on page 47. Yitgadal v'yitgadal.
Amen.
Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam Lomei Omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal Shmei Dekudesha B'richu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata dush v'chata v'nechamata da'amiran ve'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru. Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mroma Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom and thanks. And a warm welcome to Temple Aliyah Shabbat Fusion. Tomorrow, our Shabbat morning service begins at 9:15 a.m. with the bat mitzvah of Heather Montrose. Next Friday night, August 18th, is every third Shabbat, Surfin' Shabbat at 8 p.m. Surfin' Shabbat, you don't want to miss that.
Cowabunga.
We'll also be celebrating July and August anniversaries. And next Saturday, August 19th, services begin at 9:15 a.m. with the bar mitzvah of Shayon Hakakian.
Shayan Hakakian.
Yes.
Say that fast.
Information on all Temple Aliyah events can be found in the blue and gold Kol Shabbat pamphlet handed out as you came in and on the Temple's website. Thank you, Phil, for welcoming our congregation and guests this evening. And please join us for our Oneg Shabbat immediately following the service, which is graciously sponsored by Marcy and Todd Montrose in honor of Heather's bat mitzvah. Lastly, I'd like to remind our congregation and our visitors to refrain from using electronic devices such as cameras, cell phones, video games, etc., while at the synagogue during Shabbat. We appreciate your thoughtfulness as we maintain the sanctity of our Shabbat observance. Shabbat Shalom.
We conclude our service with the Adon Olam on page 49, A Guten Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom.
Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Ko Yitzir Nivra Le'et Nasa Minat kosi beyom ekra biyado afkid ruchi ve'eti shan ve'aira ve'im ruchi geviati Adonai li ve'lo ira Adonai lam asher mala b'terem kol yitzir nivra le'et nasa v'chefso kol azai melech shemo nikra Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat 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 Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat 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 Shalom. Shabbat 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 Shalom. Shabbat 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 Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat 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 Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat 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 Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.